Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at Kitty Hawk's 35th scale HH-60G Pave Hawk. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, we have Kitty Hawk's Seahawk, Pave Hawk, Black Hawk family back. This is the HH-60G and 35th scale. Now, these have been around probably about, time goes so quickly. I want to say maybe 5 years ago these guys came out, and really nice kits. But Kitty Hawk went out of business probably about 2 years ago now, maybe 3 years ago, and obviously went out of business and they got snapped up, and that was it. They started going for silly money on eBay. So these were $100 kits. They started going for $200, $250 on eBay, and guess what? Kitty Hawk is back for a different company. Can't remember the exact name. I think it's Zimi, maybe. Basically, another company's kind of acquired the molds and licensing and stuff and producing them, but it's exactly the same. So it's basically, all intents and purposes, is Kitty Hawk back again with their kits. Now these are flooded and everywhere now. You can buy all different versions, and I recommend if you do want one, probably get them now, because who knows how long they're going to stay in business again. It's best to have in your stash, right? So this is the Pave Hawk version, which is the Air Force. You've seen on my channel, I've done the Romeo, again, a few years back now. If you search back through my history or punch it in, you can find my review of that one, of the Navy version. So this time I did sell that one and picked up this one. And this is obviously, like I mentioned, the Air Force version. I like the look of this. I like the shark's mouth. I like the big kind of refueling probe. It's just a cool looking kit. Now, spoiler alert, it says on the box here, the crew are not included. Now, they are included. I did open the box, take a look. You have two really nice resin pilot figures included. So typical Kitty Hawk, right? The bad instructions, there's going to be typos on there and stuff, and the box is typoed itself, because you do get the crew figures included. So if you're going to buy this, don't rush out and buy yourself some pilot figures. They are inside the box, as you'll see. Now, this box, I'm not sure it's the same size. It feels a little smaller than the Seahawk. I'm sure it's the same size box, but there's definitely less plastic in here. The Seahawk did have a wing fold set up. Sorry, we keep calling it wing fold. Blade fold, rotor blades fold set up. This one doesn't. Now, I did do some reference pictures on Google, did look at some, and I did find these blades did fold. It's kind of crucial for me, because I'm going to build this. I don't have space to store it with the rotors out. It'd be massive. I need to have them folded so it fits on the shelf. Now, it does in real life do that. I mean, if you go online, you can find some build videos, just getting, or build vlogs or articles where people have built this, and you can see what they've done. Basically, they've taken a couple of pins out, and when they built these, the rotor assembly, they've done it in the folded position. So it can be done. Again, go look Google and go look online. You can find out how to do that. So the box itself is pretty chunky, bit of a chunky monkey. And going around here, just the same image basically. Two schemes on this one. You got this one, which I'll do the grey one with the shark's mouse, and you got like Euro camo one there too. So open this box up, and it's not going to be quite as full as the other ones the previous review I've done, but nevertheless, it's it's a lot of plastic in here. Clear parts. Fuselage half, so you can kind of pan it out a little bit there. You can see the idea of the size. It's not matte. I mean, it's not small, but I'm gonna get the blades folded back. It's, it fits on the shelf nice. It's long and skinny. Again, we'll look at this in more detail. The resin figures, again, we'll look at in a little bit more detail, and just sprue off the sprue off the sprue off plastic. But once again, nothing near the quantity, I believe, of the Romeo Seahawk variant. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprues. I'm sure we had almost double that in the other kit. Not that this is short on plastic by any means, right? There's still a lot of plastic in this box. An empty box. Photo etch, lots of photo etch and decals. Again, we will look at in a minute. We have the instruction book. In color, it's interesting size, kind of small. And as always, we'll whiz through it really quickly. You can pause it or go to scale mates and look at it in more detail if you want to look at the instructions. Its parts call out, resin figures, like I mentioned, are included, despite the box. And yeah, it's going through this. We've got the looks like we'll start with the cabin seats. I wouldn't worry about super detailing these seats because obviously, sorry, I was checking my microphone was on here. You have to super. We've got pilot. You can use the pilot figures. You know, don't have to worry about putting seat belts on, that kind of stuff. Center console. We'll look at the decals in a minute. I think one upgrade for this, I mean, with all that glass work, I'd probably consider maybe like a 3D instrument panel set, like a Quintus Studios kind of deal, or some photo etch or something possibly. But going through a cabin, again, a cabin in the Pave Hawk is very kind of simplified compared to some of the other versions out there. There's not a ton going on there. It's pretty much an empty cabin with the pilot seats, as you can see, hence why we got less sprues, I'm guessing, in the box. Engines, it's a really nice detail there. Again, you can kind of spice it up with some wiring and upgrade it. Check out Phil Flory. He did a build series video on his group over there where he built Seahawk version, I believe. I can't remember which one, but I think he built one of these and he went through, super detailed it all, and it turned out pretty awesome. Again, on the engines, okay, rotors. Again, as I mentioned a minute ago, just pay attention here. If you want to do it folded, look online. There's definitely a way. We can just tilt these and just not use all the parts and make them folded, which is how I would do it. Make note of drilling some holes. And this is where the Kitty Hawk kind of stuff comes interesting. It has I think you've got to really pull this out from the center. I'm not going to do it right now, but you've got your color call outs for your Euro camo kind of one. And then here you got the gray one, which I like. Going back here, you got the cabin basically sandwiches in between the two fuselages. All these Hawks versions go together the same way. Adding some extra detail, tail rotor, glass work going into the doors. And another thing I should point out too is there's no mast set included in this. So with the amount of glass work, you might want to consider getting a mast set as well. I think that'd be worthy addition, save you some hassle there. Various little parts going, and again, I'm not a helicopter expert by any means. I don't know what these parts are, but you got PE and various other little sensors and stuff going on the outside. Again, check out, if I remember, I'll put a link in the video notes below. I'm not sure if he's like maybe a crew chief or a pilot or something, but he's done like a little vlog online, an article where he's gone through this kit and he's marked up all the inconsistencies, accuracies. So if you want the accuracy, he's marked which parts not to include. Like there's a couple of sensors you shouldn't include. He explains about the wing fold, all that kind of stuff. It was a really good article. So hopefully I remember, and I'll put a link in below. You can just check it out. I'll give that guy credit because if you're building this, it really, I think, will help you out a lot. And he marks up all the typos in the instructions too. So again, with Kitty Hawk, just take your time. There's going to be typos in here. There's going to be mislabeled parts. There's going to be parts not even called out. But hopefully I do remember to add that article and just read that and follow along. And it'll help you greatly, I think, with the build if you are building this one. Refueling, massive refueling probe on here. And then got some, it's like some 50 cals or something going on the side. More parts going on here. Again, the big gun. And then you bring on the rotor assembly to the top. So some ammo cans, and some, yeah, again, more armament going on around the side here. And yeah, machine gun assembly. Now, it's funny how it's put at the very end, because you think you'd do this kind of early on when you're building a cabin, right? Adding some of these parts, but the very last part, it'd be optional. You can add the 4 cannons or guns. Sorry, it's off camera a little bit there. There you go. That's the instructions. So again, take these with a little pinch of salt. Kitty Hawk, well known for having crappy instructions. All right, now getting into the parts. So we're not going to have a giant decal sheet with this one, because again, you've seen a couple of markings on this one. Got this photo etch set, a lot of photo etch. Actually, very nice. Yeah. You've got your not really much stencils and yacht squadron markings. Not even seeing the tiger mouth on that one, so I'm guessing maybe it's on. Okay, maybe not. So actually, wow, they're really nice decals on the instrument panel. So take that back, maybe we don't need the 3D printed ones. They're really nice. And the center console, hopefully, some good setting solution. They're going to bed down over all the plastic. We go back, take a closer look at this one. Surely there's got to be a shark mouth in here. I'm not going to make you hand paint it. Oh yeah, there is. It's white. My bad. For a minute, I mean, I've had kits before where they're missing some of this stuff, but I mean, it is there. So the shark's mouth decal is there. It's again, because it's white, you can't really see it against the paper. Slime lines and various other little parts. Again, not many decals on this one, which is actually a good thing for me. There's nothing worse than a kit with like 10 billion stencils. All right, into the plastic. Actually, no, let's look at the resin figure first. Resin Figures. All right, so 2 tiny little pieces there, whatever that's for, I guess with instructions somewhere. And you have 2 pilots in different positions, which is nice. You have a guy with a hand up. And you have this guy. Let me take it out of the bag. Now these resin 35th scale figures aren't cheap, so the fact you get these included is a nice little bonus. That's your one figure. Oh, drop it. And the other figure. That's your resin parts. All right, plastic time. Let's start the fuselage halves. Now I'm only going to open one because I mean the other side's going to be pretty much identical, right? I don't think we need to look at 2 sides, but again, I forgot my knife here, so I'm using a pair of scissors. So bear in mind where I kind of hack away at the plastic. These aren't like the resealable bag type; they're kind of vacuum sealed. And here we go. Again, beautiful detail. That's one side. Again, I'm not going to open the bag of the second one because it's kind of pointless. It's just the other side. So obviously 2 sides. Duh. We'll just start opening these bags, I guess. All right. So again, I'm not a helicopter guy by any means. I know nothing about helicopters, but bear with me as we look through these parts. But I'm just going to kind of point to them and you kind of figure out what they are. Massive refueling probe, and this is one part, no seam lines. Like slide molded, which is super awesome. This big piece here is is one part. Again, the detail is nice. I don't see any kind of crazy ejection pins anywhere. I'm assuming they're not ejection pins, they're probably part of the assembly. But yeah, the rotor assembly here and various parts. Nice. All right, next bag. Looks like the doors, the side. I mean, nothing to talk about there. Pretty straightforward. The parts, again, that might be like an overhead console, possibly. Again, bear with me. Got the scissors here. It's a little tricky to open. Like you need to get a cutting mat and a knife would be easier with these bags. But there we go. We got there. All right, next sprue, again, a bunch of parts. Sorry, I can't go into too much detail here. Again, not a helicopter guy, but I'm just going to show you again. It's beautifully molded. Zero issues on this, I see. All right, next up we got a matched pair because we got the rotor blades. So a matched pair. Wheels. Seat. Again, pretty kind of plain, but you're going to stick that resin figure on there, so no problem at all. And yep. So obviously two of those. Two of these. Now here there's going to be some crossover, I think, in these parts too, where not all these parts are going to be for this kit. I'm seeing here there's a couple of Hellfire missiles. I'm pretty sure these aren't on the Pave Hawk. So again, one piece slide molded, which is nice. I don't think you're going to use those. And various other parts, rocket pods and stuff. Again, I'm not sure these are part of this kit, but they're included anyway. There's your very nice molded, your 50 cal. Is it? Yep. Okay, so you have two of those. Do you have two of those? Yep. All right, next sprue. Last gray sprue in the box. And we have the cabin flooring, which is looking really nicely detailed. Obviously, seats are going to go there. I believe that's the roof for the cabin, I'm guessing. That's like your overhead kind of switches and stuff. Your doors, and here's the instrument panel. Actually really nice. So again, with that decal sheet, if you can get some strong setting solution and get it bedded in there, I think it's going to look really nice actually. There's your center console. I'll almost rip it off. Again, really nicely detailed, very crisp. There's no real ejection pin marks anywhere I can see. It's all on the underside. Just a little bit rough, so again, dry fitting and sanding these down. Make sure it fits good. Inside the front doors. And then finally, the clear parts. And to my point earlier, masking set, because there's a lot, even though it's big, there's a lot of windows going on here. Little at this point, they're all different parts. I don't know if that means you can maybe have some open or not, but there's a lot of glass work to go with. Again, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd use PVA glue just to glue these together. No extra thin because it's a little bit narrow. You might get these fogged up and stuff, but a lot of glass work for sure. And yeah, mask set would be very welcomed, I think, on this one. Very clear, by the way. And there we go. I mean, nice set. Now, again, they're all the same price. You're getting definitely less plastic in this one, the Pave Hawk. But maybe that's a good thing. It's not quite so complicated, right? Great looking kit. And you see the molding is really nice. I mean, it's just the same as it was before. I'm pretty sure the kit's the same. I don't think it's changed since I think the same molds, right? So it just looks really well, nicely molded, really good looking kit. And, tons of these different Hawks have been built up over the last few years, and they go together really well and look a really good kit. So yeah, this is the Pave Hawk version. Check out my channel from a few years ago if you want to see the Romeo, the Seahawk version, for the Navy. And yeah, get them while you can, because they're all out right now in stock everywhere, all your local stockists. So there we go. That's the kit. It looks beautiful, right? It's the detail, the plastic's very crisp. I know they go together pretty well. And again, if I remember, I'll put a link to that guy's blog below because it really helps with some of the inaccuracies of the aircraft on the kit and the typos in the instructions. Wish it did have a blade fold, but we'll figure it out and do it anyway. But it's a great kit. Glad these are back out again. They're really good kits. And when Kitty Hawk went under, it was a shame to see them all go disappear. But now they're all back in stock. Like I mentioned, pick them up while you can because who knows how long they're going to be distributed. And I think I paid 111 for this one, which isn't so bad. I think they were 100 back a few years ago. So all that inflation and stuff, right? $10 more. And these were going on eBay for about $250, not too long ago. So yeah, there we go. That's Kitty Hawk's 35th scale, hard to say, Pave Hawk HH-60G. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.